Flyover State of Film was shot in front of a live studio audience.
Welcome back, guys, to another Flyover Film, the podcast that apparently has better work environment than the Ellen Show and the same production quality than the RNC. As always, with me, the man, TJ, the myth, Brian, and Joe. How's it going, guys?
It's going.
You know, speaking of production value, the RNC could have really taken a page out of Fandom, DC Fandom's book. Because despite what you might say about whatever you saw there, the shit looked interesting. Like, they had the big, weird CGI domes, and they were very, they put the little floating heads in there for you to see.
Into it this week.
Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to segue, but that's what I thought about. Because, I was thinking about all the... We've been doing this. We were doing this format before it was cool. Now the Seth Meyers show and everybody's been doing their shit from home for months and months and months. And we've seen a lot of the same shit. And I was like, that's one thing I thought about when I saw the footage from DC Fandom. I was like, oh, look, they put some money into cool shit to look at while you're looking at a talking head.
I like how Matt Reeves looked like a magician, but also a guy who would sell you a very bad used car. He had that same vibe.
Yeah, he looks like a character from a John Waters movie. Just sleazy enough about Matt Reeves.
Speaking of Matt Reeves, though, what a difference of type of human being he is compared to Zack Snyder, who was just like, I'm ready to fight you. I'm ready to murder you.
It's such a...
he's a grown-up.
You gotta walk on your tiptoes because everybody wants to throw in your face that he's had tragedies. But lots of people have had tragedies in their life, and they aren't these petulant little babies. The dude is one of the most powerful directors in Hollywood, and his fan movement brought his movie back from the dead. And he's still such a petulant little fucking bitch. He's just always It's not enough that he's got this huge toxic fan base. Everybody has to love him and respect him. It sucks.
Into it. Anyway, so this is not an episode for the fucking Snyder lovers. So get out, Flyover State.
Got that right off the top.
It's not
burning bridges.
It's not your demographic. So speaking of DC, everybody in the YouTube community and on Twitter were like piranhas feeding off of a fucking bone thrown in the water because of all the trailers that are kind of
it's funny
movies that are gonna come out eventually one of these years.
It was what was it, a month ago that Comic-Con happened online and nobody gave a shit. There was some panels and there was some cool stuff too. There was a really cool queer horror panel that Don Mancini kept retweeting, but I didn't watch it and I didn't see anybody covering it. It just came and went.
But there were no official trailers.
Right, that's the difference. Official release material,
and they dropped, it's called Comic-Con, but they drop shit about comics in that industry, which doesn't make waves unless you.
Yeah.
But I think it's funny how much better this was handled. It's they actually had something to show us.
Out of that tiny bone that was thrown in the waters, what cut your teeth? What did you really bite into out of everything that was shown?
Ooh.
I was gonna go first and say Batman.
Yeah,
obviously,
all right,
it's the best thing.
Good trailer.
We already talked about Matt Reeves, so we might as well just be the Batman.
Lean right into the Batman. That looked fucking incredible.
Oh, great.
And also, they only supposedly shot only like 25% of the film, so that's only based off of that so far.
Rumor is Paul Dano's playing the Riddler, but I don't know. I got some Hush vibes
I got
too.
Hush vibes too. People are saying I still don't see it.
I feel like he's gonna be the Riddler, but in the skin of Hush.
Well, spoiler alert, did anybody see the animated Hush movie they made?
No, not yet.
That's kind of what they did with the animated Hush movie. It sucked, though. It was not good. Not one of their better animated DC movies.
They said that Riddler's supposed to be different than he's ever been, like, adapted before. So, I mean, it could be him. I mean, the voice sounded like a Paul Dano style, like, because there was that background voice, like, doing this weird, like, rhyming thing, and it sounded like the same character Paul Dano did in The Prisoners, where he kind of, like, did this weird, like, thing.
I was even thinking, like, his posture and stuff. You know, Paul Dano's just got the way he carries himself. And his,
you know, it was great in that trailer? Yeah. Colin Farrell is as Oswald Cobblepot.
Unrecognizable as the Penguin.
No, it killed me. It killed me with the people that showing his photo with Richard Kind, and you're like, everybody was like saying like, imagine wasting hours in makeup just to turn out Richard Kind. Like, you just could have hired Richard Kind off the bat.
He did look like Richard Kind, but he also did not look like Colin Farrell. Which it's kind of interesting, but it's also kind of like, why? If you got Colin Farrell, why not do a different take on the Penguin then? You know what I mean? Like, it looks like he looks like the Penguin from the Arkham Knight, or the Arkham games, except without like the weird, throat thing and stuff. You know, he just looks like a gangstery kind of little short guy with a puffy face.
In the Telltale, like the one where you just like kind of more of a story game than an actual like action game. Oswald Cobblepot's like his buddy from like overseas, who's just like this English fucking like guy who loves a fight. Like, I thought they were going to go like that way. Colin Farrell was maybe this Irish like
that'd be interesting
character, but then like
I don't know.
I don't know. American.
Sorry, I don't know if I don't think there's a more interesting take than what they did with Danny DeVito, in terms of like the Penguin. Like, I don't. He's either over the top or just a gangster.
Yeah,
it'll be fine for most people who this will be their first taste of it, because it'll be kind of like what was in the Arkham game. So only people who played those games will have that frame of reference. It's going to be pretty decent, probably.
But outside of the Batman, we done anything else like?
We don't have to spend too much time on it. There's going to be plenty of time to talk about the Batman. What else? Who else? Joe, what did you
enjoyed.
Take over. Go ahead.
I enjoyed how they utilized since there were so many speculation behind who is going to be in the Suicide Squad. I just love that they just told you who exactly everybody is in the Suicide Squad, and they didn't even need to sell you a trailer. They didn't even sell you on anything. And
I don't want to see a trailer.
And I was sold. I was like, yeah, this looks like stupid fun. I'll do it. Why not?
No, I would give that. Like I said, I would say the cast certainly wasn't the problem with the first Suicide Squad, and a lot of them are back, and you got a much better director who who I feel like has a handle on the tone of the material. Because I mean, it looks like he's just going to do Guardians, but he's also going to get to do like his kind of gory horror thing that he likes to do. You know, so go nuts.
That's the one thing. That's one thing I didn't get any whiff of. Is the Suicide Squad stuff. I just assumed it was like,
it wasn't much. There's like a little behind the scenes video of everybody being like, this is going to be different, and then they did a little rundown of all the characters.
And minus, they didn't.
And a lot of people you probably wouldn't even know. Like, there are a lot of people who are only known to like throwaway members of the Suicide Squad. You know, but it's a lot of good fodder for YouTube videos.
Yeah, I didn't know about, and I'm pumped for Polka Dot Man. Oh, Pete Davidson can go down a fucking drain. Polka Dot Man. I was like, because I love that actor. He's fucking.
I'm down for any time they put Alice Braga in a much, so she's in it. So bring it on.
Predators, everybody, go watch Predators. The fuck.
Get it? They are the Predators.
I saw today that, I mean, obviously everyone noticed they didn't even say who King Shark was, because obviously it's gonna be voice.
Taika.
Yeah,
the guy doing the is Steve Agee is doing the mocap for it, but they don't know who's going to do the voice yet. And they say Taika's still on the call sheet, right?
Yeah, I don't know.
I find it funny that Gunn brother is playing Weasel when he was the mocap for Rocket
Yeah,
in the
Rocket.
Guardians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
They
he's in
do the
every
voice.
one of Gunn's things.
Oh yeah, that's.
So
I
what?
mean,
If I had a brother, I'd put him in everything too.
exactly. They are the original.
Well, speaking of CGI though, the only thing that stood out, I watched the Wonder Woman trailer and I got the same thing of everyone. I was like, okay, it looks fine, right? It looks like a
Looks
sequel, but that Cheetara or Cheetah CGI is so fucking bad.
Yeah.
Like it
Well, I
looked
only
like
finished.
To be fair, I only watch it on my phone without sound, and it wasn't so much that I can't really speak on the CGI till I see it bigger. But I was just mad that they revealed that at all. Don't show me that yet. Show her as like the nerd, then show her as badass 80s makeover, glam up, and then like a fight with her like that. Save something for the fucking theater, man. You don't have to show me that she goes full cheetah lady.
But TJ was about to say
even the Snyder shit that looked like shit. Honestly, it opens with Darkseid.
Oh
So
boy.
They're like full spoiler ahead in this. So.
But TJ was about to say, oh, it probably isn't finished. But fuck that. That is finished because that movie was already supposed to come out.
Yeah, that movie should be out by now. Exactly.
Touche.
Also, the worst part of one of the worst part of one was the CGI. It was like pure shit. Every time they did CGI. So I don't know. Maybe that team does not know how to do CGI. But you know what we know.
One of the real bad things in the original Wonder Woman was the end where you had little Weasley David Thewlis face in that fucking armor. I was like, come on, man.
And that's what it reminded me of. It just like I think
their big reveal, their big chance to do Darkseid, the Thanos of the DC universe. And what is he? Another gray guy who swings a hammer. Wow, man, you nailed it! Holy shit, man, blew my fucking mind, right? He doesn't even have his cool like Omega armor or anything. He just is a gray dude with no shirt on and a hat.
Wonder Woman 84, I feel, and I liked Wonder Woman 1 a lot. I still feel like it's just going to be fake good to people. We're going to say how great it was, but then you're just talking about it. It was like, actually, that kind of sucked. That kind of sucked. And that's how I felt from the moment they said it was going to the goddamn 80s.
Well, I was talking about this. I don't know if anybody saw. I mentioned this on Twitter the other day because I was watching Curse of La Llorona, and they said it in the 70s for no reason. Oh, I guess because they want to tie it. The only real reason is they tie it to The Conjuring, and The Conjurings are set in the 70s. But like, I'm just so sick of movies that are period pieces because they're boring, bad movies, and they're like, well, what do we do to spice it up? I don't know, set it in the 70s and dress everybody up, I guess. Like, or they're lazy and they don't want to deal with social media and technology, so they set it in a time when that didn't exist, so they don't have to think about it, which is just being like, I'm lazy and bad at writing.
So, Wonder Woman was supposed to come out this summer. It's not, but I just came up with a little game for us.
Game time.
And it's called the summer movie recap of things that actually were released either in theaters or on VOD.
Game I can lose.
It's all my descriptions, one sentence descriptions
of something that came out during the pandemic, basically.
Yes. And so how it'll work is usual name shout. Let me finish my sentence.
TJ.
And all right, I'm gonna start right off. I'm gonna start right off the bat. All right.
Insert music here.
Dun, 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 dun. Sounds like a Falling Down remake.
Brian.
Yes.
Uncaged or Unrage? What's that one? It's the Russell Crowe movie.
Yusef.
So close.
Yusef.
I'm gonna give Brian one final more stab at it because he's so
hold
close.
on. It's,
no, he said 3 movies. I said Yusef.
All right.
Unhinged. Fuck you.
Unhinged. Ah, damn it.
One of the few that is in theaters.
I feel like I should get half a point.
No, suck a dick.
All right.
2/3 of a point. Come on.
No.
Bane gets herpes.
Yusef.
Yes.
Apone.
Yes.
He had syphilis, damn it.
His face, just that that makeup just looked like he was like a COVID like
He was
leopard.
really going through it.
All right. That's just a play.
TJ.
Right.
TJ, what you got?
Hamilton.
Yeah.
Yeah, that movie sucked.
Uh,
Why would you watch it? I didn't watch it.
I don't know. I
all
had
right.
to see it.
That's just The Purge, I guess.
Yusef,
Yes.
The Hunt.
Yes. Because not many things came out in like.
I saw The Hunt actually just this week. It's not bad. It's all right. It was kind of fun.
All right. All right. Doug Heffernan got that good hair.
What?
Doug Heffernan got that good hair.
The fuck is Doug Heffernan?
Kevin Heffernan.
Okay. I'll rephrase the question.
Yeah.
Kevin James got that good hair.
Yusef,
Yes.
Mandy. What's it called?
The one where he's a Nazi or something.
Oh.
The sentence has a reference to the name of the movie. That's
The Good
why.
Mandy. TJ.
Yes.
Grown Ups 3.
All right. So Brian, you get one guess.
I don't remember.
Kevin James got that good hair.
Becky.
That's no one.
God
Get
damn it. Did you see what
Becky
Beyonce
got
thing?
that good hair? Yes.
Oh no, I'm not up on my Beyonce from 4 years ago or whatever.
Listen.
Becky.
Whatever. Red lives matter, and so do tattoos.
The Shia LaBeouf one. I don't know the name of it. So I don't respect Shia LaBeouf.
Tax collector.
No.
Oh, I thought Brian was right when he said the Shia LaBeouf one.
Can I get a repeat?
Yeah. Red lives matter, and so do tattoos.
Yusef.
TJ's up.
I got nothing. So
All right, Yusef.
Red Lives Matter?
The King of Staten Island.
Yes.
Oh, I gotcha.
Oh,
Firefighters.
I'm good at this. Shia LaBeouf confused me.
That's because he's bad.
I never said Shia LaBeouf. Red light. It was all about firefighters.
I'm back on the disliking Shia LaBeouf, so now he's getting too much goodwill. Everybody hated him for a while, and then there was like this bounce back thing where everybody's kissing his ass again because he made a couple sappy movies. Nah, fuck that. I'm back to disliking Shia LaBeouf.
I like. Go ahead.
I like Shia LaBeouf.
Rooting for his. I want him to be happy and in love. Go ahead, Joe.
All right. Netflix dropped this hot dump and called it a comedy.
Yusef.
Yeah.
The Lovebirds.
No, that's. I wouldn't call the Lovebirds a hot dump.
Then I know what it is, but I'm not gonna say.
TJ, the one with Jamie Foxx. I don't know.
I know
that's an action movie. I don't remember. I don't watch.
Who cares?
Shitty comedies.
Yusef.
This game is going nowhere, Joe. Come on, man.
Yusef.
Yes.
Coffee and Kareem.
So, you know what? Netflix had so many bad ones.
Yeah, fucking hell, dude.
Eurovision.
I forgot about Coffee and Kareem.
Eurovision.
That's fucked
what
up.
the fuck that is?
Oh, it's fucked up.
All right.
There were too many options, Joe.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This one's easy. She's not pretty enough for all that trouble.
Yusef. The Invisible Man.
Yeah.
That's fucked up. Joe's sitting there in the front row watching that movie like, there's no way she'd be living with him.
It's just too much work, guy. For all that.
This guy's rich, right? Isn't this guy rich? She's like looking around. Keeps poking Laura. I thought he was supposed to be rich.
She's actually really pretty if you take a look.
You say immensely talented. Go ahead.
All right. Everyone's Oscar frontrunner, so we fix racism.
Yusef.
TJ.
Yusuf.
That's the Five Bloods.
Yeah.
No way anybody can beat Yusuf. He's answered like every question, right? So
Yusuf overwhelmingly won this game. TJ got one.
That's all that matters.
I'm fine. I'm
don't
actually
know.
very happy
That
I made
happens
it.
when I have a couple beers. I can't.
I feel
I'm
like his knowledge was in this beard and he shaved it like Sans.
Oh,
You
Sans-
fucked up, Brian. You fucked
I'm
up.
happy I made a game that Brian finally gets a goose egg on.
Yeah, that's true. I usually do kick ass at games.
Damn, Brian, you suck, dude.
Man, guys, my
Suck.
son watches these now. Take it
Oh,
easy.
god
Come on.
dang it.
My God.
Pretend to respect
Uh,
me, so he will.
All right, you know what? You know what his son loves though? Ghost movies. How about we talk about ghost
Ooh,
movies?
Ghostbusters is a great starter horror. Just
Yeah.
in case you're got young kids out there who are into weird shit, Ghostbusters
Yeah.
is an excellent starter horror. You're gonna have
So
to
T-
explain that Dan Aykroyd BJ, but
So TJ had a TJ. What was your question?
Oh god, these allergies. Yeah, so basically just because of the movie we're watching tonight or talking about tonight, I asked the guys not
would have
only
maybe been my answer if we weren't talking about it later.
yeah,
Exactly.
not only ghost movies, but best ghosts on film. Even if you don't have a movie, if you have like some ghost that's really stuck in your brain over the years from watching these movies, go for it. Obviously, we're gonna leave out the movie we're talking about later, but Joe started off.
All right. Mine's actually I'm just trying to appeal to Yusuf a lot this episode.
Ooh.
Mine's The Orphanage.
Fuck yeah, I had it on my list.
The sack kid, and then just like their spirit ghost encounters in the whole movie. Boyana? Boyana? So good. So good.
From
That movie,
a Monster Calls.
yes. That movie's like something. I mean, first, I don't know just the ghost itself without giving it all away, but it's not really scary, but it's heartbreaking. Like it's one of those ones sold on a as a horror, but you watch it and you're just like, oh, this is a drama about loss and ghost kids.
Yeah,
told
it has a fantastic ending as well. It's one of those endings that you just wanna watch the movie again just to like pick up certain things that they give you throughout the
Brian
entire
doesn't
movie.
believe you.
Well, you know what reminded me a lot because this is a foreign film. It's in Spanish.
I think I saw this one, but I don't remember it, so I can't really weigh in, guys.
And it reminds me a lot of like, especially with like the subtitles and being in Spanish, where it's so good that like if you're not accustomed to watching it, it sucked you right in. Kind of similarly like Parasite was last year, right? Like that turned on a lot of people to be like, I could sit down and read this. Like Orphanage has that same vibe.
It also has like this, not the same, obviously not the same visual effects, but it has the same like tonal flair that Pan's Labyrinth has. That like grayish
it was
visuals and
produced by Guillermo, right? Directed
I think
by
so.
It was.
Like,
It was in that little. It was in that little like Hispanic wave we had too, in like the late and like between like 2006 and like 8. Like there was a lot of like Spanish culture, Hispanic culture like trickling through, and that was one of them. Because you're right, it has that same.
We have had a lot of directors with names, a lot of vowels in the last couple of years, really getting it going.
But that was my pick. I like that immediately came to my mind. Honorable mentions. I don't even think they were great, but it was a good.
Don't mention.
You might steal.
No one's gonna say what I'm gonna say.
Nope. All right, Brian.
You don't know what people are gonna say.
All right, Brian.
You're a basic bitch.
I had Orphanage.
This is the least basic bitch answer I've ever picked on this show.
I'm gonna start off with like all the hits. I'm gonna get in there.
Yeah, Brian.
Oh, I get to go. I didn't know. I was just saying. I mean, obviously, I said Ghostbusters already. Ghostbusters is great, but a movie that I actually really like more recently, and I think has a cool ghost design. Has a cool ghost design is Mama. You guys remember Mama? I can't remember. The same is the guy who directed Evil Dead.
Yeah. Muschietti. No, it's
no, it's Andy Muschietti from It, right?
Yeah. Jessica Chastain.
Yeah,
Jessica
Nicholas
Chastain.
Waldorf.
It's a remake too. I think there's or maybe it's like based on a short film.
Whoever did that, don't do that again.
Mama.
Don't like that.
Mama.
But it's it's about a guy who finds Jessica Chastain, not a guy, lady, finds a couple of feral kids, and you come to find out that they were kind of being out in the woods being raised by a ghost. and the look of the ghost is scary, and like the way she moves is really interesting. But also, you like feel a lot of compassion for the ghost actually ends up being a character that you kind of care about in a way. So it was just a good movie. One of those ones that kind of surprised you. You sit down for a 90-minute horror shit fest, and it turns out to not be so bad.
I bought this on a Black Friday, and it's still in the wrapper, but you might have sold me on that.
Yeah, break it out, man. It's a
good one. A lot of these movies, but at least two. Mama was another one that got sold as like, this is gonna fuck you up, hard horror, and it wasn't so much that.
No, it had more of an emotional core to it and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that was kind of like
that's
that.
because they don't know how to market those type of movies. You know what I mean? That's why you get shit like those A24 movies, and they're always trying to market it as the next Exorcist. And it's like, that's not what this is. And then people come out disappointed when they might have actually liked it if you just let them watch it without crazy expectations.
Like you watch Good Night Mommy, I think also deals with a little bit of a ghostness to it, and it's sold as this like horror. You see that cover of those boys, and then you're like,
that same director just had one come out called The Lodge that I
watched.
That was fun. That was fun.
Yeah. The Lodge was fun. It was a fun one. Fun romp.
The Lodge
was fun.
All right, Yusuf, you're up.
What you got,
baby? What Lies Beneath?
Oh,
Robert Zemeckis, Harrison Ford, and Michelle Pfeiffer.
Sexy ghost.
I've not seen that since it came out.
It holds up. I rewatched it for my marathon that I did for the horror thingamajig, and it's fun. It's like it's a great psychological thriller because at one point you don't know if you should trust Harrison Ford over the word of the ghost. Maybe the ghost is fucking with everybody in here.
Well, I mean, I like now that I'm looking back on it, I like the idea of playing against type for him, but at the time, I think I kind of dismissed it as kind of gimmicky, as being like, oh, okay, so your big thing was to just like take the guy everybody loves and be like, what is he the best? I don't know what's going on. But I would, like I said, it's been damn near 20 years, so I would like to go back and give it a revisit.
And and the reason why it works is like it's not just like it was gimmicky; it's that the audience comes in with such goodwill towards Harrison Ford that you're willing to give him the second benefit of the doubt when the shit starts hitting the fan, because you're like, that's fucking Indiana Jones. He's only racist. He's not gonna kill somebody. But that's
Indiana Jones will just pillage your culture, but he's not like a rapist.
He's not gonna do that.
That's also just more Michelle Pfeiffer's movie too.
Oh yes, kills it. Oh, the scene. Obviously, spoilers. I don't know if nobody's hearing this that clears all those spoilers. But the scene when
our
she's
9
in the bathroom.
listeners.
Yeah. Oh no. The scene when she's in the bathtub, when she's like frozen in the bathtub, her face as the water is just rising, and I'm like looking at it. I'm like, she can't drown in that bathtub. She's just floating over the water. Like the water's just gonna come down. But that doesn't matter. But her face is so fucking good, and as her fingers starts to twitch, I don't know. I enjoyed this movie a lot. My other pick was The Orphanage. But Joe picked it, so I'm happy that I got to pick about.
At least it wasn't an honorable mention. He actually had a legitimate pick.
Yeah. I have another honorable mention, but I'll leave it to TJ, and then we all can say honorable mentions if you want.
I'll start off with. It's not. I mean, I guess it is the movie, but I just like the design of some of these ghosts in this movie. This movie kind of fucked me up when I first saw it back in the day. I went and saw it like 2 times in the same day, then again the next day, twice again. But the Sixth Sense, like design of the ghost in Sixth Sense, fucked me up for a while. The kid with his head blown off, where he's like, "Hey, you want to see my dad's ghost?" Yeah, the jogging ghost.
Like the way they revealed the ghosts, the different. It was like sometimes they were kind of plain looking, but then they would have that big, like the shock turn when he turns around and the whole back of his head's blown off.
No, the one that always fucked me up was the little girl vomiting.
Yep. Yeah, Misha Barton.
Is that Misha Barton?
But I love what they did with the one scene where it's like you're getting introduced to like Toni Collette. I can't think of the fucking kid's name right now. But then the dinner table. Yep. And the mom walks away for a second. She comes back. All the cabinets are open and shit like that. Then the first ghost you get is that wife who obviously was like beaten and like she killed herself and shit like that. But you realize why the cabinets and shit like that were wild.
That always scared me. The mother Was that you're talking about? Who was like, "What are you doing in the kitchen?" Scared the shit out of me.
Yes, and he just like goes to take a piss, and that's when you get the whole thing like where they turn the temperature down to like below, freezing in the fucking house. But to get to something nicer, I guess. Okay, let's go on honorable mentions real fast. I'll throw mine.
I just want to add to the Sixth Sense thing.
Yeah.
I always find it hysterical. Spoilers, everyone knows that twist that he and M. Night said it, he ripped it from an Are You Afraid of the Dark episode.
Oh yeah.
And to think that a college aged M. Night was just watching Are You Afraid of the Dark and was like,
Devil's
"This is a
Lettuce.
good idea." Because it's the episodes, that's the reveal, right? Like, you just don't know this kid's dead the whole time.
All right, we're gonna shout out some canceled ghosts. Ghost Dad, Bill Cosby, Casey Affleck in a Marriage Story, or whatever it is.
A Ghost Story.
Ghost Story, that's what it is. Yeah,
Dude,
they both
Ghost
suck.
Story. Ghost Story. Honestly, the first time I saw it, I didn't get it. I hated it. The second time I watched it, it fucked me up. I don't know why. Maybe it was the right mindset I was in.
And
like him, he literally spent an eternity trying to get to the note that his wife wrote in the frame of in the door frame, and I don't know why it just fucked me up.
My one last one is the sexy ghost, Patrick Swayze.
Oh yeah, Ghost. Come on.
Ghost, got it.
Oh,
the others.
I'm into with the sexy ghost.
Honorable mentions, Joe, before we jump to Brian.
Yeah, honorable mentions, the others.
I was gonna say too, another
yeah.
one that I kind of like, but I used to discount as kind of a Sixth Sense knockoff, but it's actually really good.
It's very good.
Ghosts are weird too. I think when you talk about design, because a lot of ghosts are never fully designed. It's just usually like a person and.
I was gonna say, one of my favorite ghost movies is Field of Dreams.
It's a ghost movie.
Oh, Angels in the Outfield. That's Angels.
That's an angel, man. Jesus.
Yeah, but an angel's a dead person.
Might as well just segue. Juice have fucked it up.
Oh, The Grudge. So we're gonna segue to that cat kid. Scary. So we're gonna
watched
segue.
The Grudge like a week ago. Not
The Grudge, the first one.
No, I mean I'm talking about the Japanese one, man. I'm hipster. Brian, your topic. I don't remember your topic. Underrated.
Underseen.
More like underseen, I think I said. Because we're talking about, spoiler alert, guys. This episode's about the Frighteners. I'm sure there's nothing about it in the image that you clicked on.
Fuck.
We've been holding out. But I think that's people don't know, but that's a Peter Jackson. That's actually the movie he did right before he got Lord of the Rings. And part of the reason he got Lord of the Rings is because he could do big looking special effects on a good budget. And they were like, sure, okay, we'll work with you.
I have an anecdote about that before we start, because on my Blu-ray, on my Blu-ray, he does an intro.
Oh.
And explains all that.
Did you watch anybody watch the director's cut? Anyway, we'll get to Frighteners later. But my point was, for the most part, it's an underseen Peter Jackson movie. It wouldn't be the first one that would come to most people's minds. Even like his kind of earlier than Frighteners movies that were kind of cult hits get more attention. So I wanted to, I don't know, pick your favorite director, somebody you really like. What's a movie of theirs that you think could use more attention, something everybody should see that if they haven't? Anybody want to start? I don't care who. Yusef, you raised your hand like a good boy. So TJ, do you got one?
Fuck. I don't know if this is underseen or anything. I just like it, and it's from a pretty big director. I actually think like a lot of people probably don't like it because college kids in like '99, this is like their shit. But I think the soundtrack's great. Obviously, it's got Leo DiCaprio in it. But my pick's gonna be The Beach.
Okay.
That's another one that falls into that category of I haven't seen it since it came out, and I would be willing to give it a rewatch.
I was like watching that movie. I don't know what it is.
I know what it is.
Music.
Put on your chapstick. Very dainty to watch the movie.
yeah, just a little community. So basically, it's just a movie with like they give this little hidden community in between like these mountains. I don't know where the fuck it even takes place. Australia, maybe. Who knows?
On an island somewhere, right?
I think it's Thailand.
Thailand.
Yeah, you're probably right.
The island mixed up.
Oh, the island.
The island's like a sci-fi movie with Ewan McGregor.
Yeah, Michael Bay.
I get the island and Gattaca mixed up.
Oh,
that's a more.
I also understand why you said gave the because it is like having like the cool kids, the cooler hipper kids. This is the poster they had where the other kids had like Fight Club and Boondock Saints and stuff like that. The beach was like the opposite version of that. But I don't know what it is. But every time it comes on, I'll put it on. I don't own it, but like it's something that I just constantly will watch through for some reason. And then
I think it also came out
Danny
in that
Boyle.
period where a lot of people were trying to hate on Leo because he was like the big sex symbol. He was still young.
Yeah.
He hadn't come into his own as like a serious actor like he would about a decade later.
I mean, yeah, that's fair, and that I think there's a lot of we could do a video essay on that, on how audiences' expectations affect how movies and actors are received, and we could do it with a deep voice over images.
Well, hey,
you can't do video essays unless you start a Patreon.
Hey,
That's apparently the only way those work.
Patreon, you could actually find out why. This is a good segue into why Kristen Stewart and Robert Pattinson are better actors than their Twilight perception, but people still overcrowd their talents by Twilight.
How about Shia LaBeouf? Let's talk about Shia LaBeouf.
So all right. So if this video has 1,000 likes, Joe's gonna do the Twilight video, and TJ's gonna do the Shia LaBeouf, and me and Brian are gonna do feet stuff.
Yeah.
That's actually smart. That's smart.
Finally.
You could link to our Patreon and our OnlyFans at the same link.
Links on the doobly-doo below.
Spoiler, it all costs $15.
All right, who's next? Since Yusuf,
Yusuf go. Yeah, let Yusuf go next. It's
all right, Joe, you're up.
Oh, all right.
What were your ghost picks? I forgot to write them down, so I have something to do while you guys talk.
Just Ghost Yusuf.
Patrick.
So my pick of underseen movie. I've always felt that David Fincher's The Game is really underseen.
That's a great pick, Joe.
That's a rad one. Good one. Good pick.
I told you. This
cool,
is my
Joe.
episode
It'd be
where I'm
cool.
That's a great fucking pick, Joe. I love that movie.
It's so good. I was bummed. I wanted to watch it today and I didn't. So I watched it soon.
7, right? It was Game then 7.
No, it was 7.
7 then the
game.
Okay.
Fight Club. So I thought
Fight Club.
7
then
and Fight.
Panic Room after that.
Yeah. So
I actually saw The Game not in theaters, but when it came like pretty quickly after it came to video, and it must have been on my radar because of 7. But I was like, I was like a young teen, probably too young to have been watching 7.
Yeah, I saw it with my fam.
I watched it in middle school, so it was way after it was released. But I felt like, because I love David Fincher, I was one of those kids who was like 12, 13, was like, oh my god, Fight Club and this and that, like, because that's you connect to that when you're a teen boy.
He's a very good director.
And but like The Game, I mean, it's creepy too. It's like alluring, and you follow the mystery. I'm actually going to try to stay away from spoilers this episode on a lot of things.
It's got some legit scares in it, though. It's got good tension. Like
Sean, I don't think
Michael Douglas acts his ass off in that
movie. It's
movie.
Pete Michael Douglas. This is definitely like
Michael Douglas.
It's the height of his
Sean
powers.
And have never been better. And it's I don't know. It's just I want to like.
There's a review on whyIlovemovies.com if you want to,
Is there?
Ooh.
Hashtag always be
where
plugging.
somebody set the precedent of plugging their other content.
Hashtag always plugging.
It's a movie. The Game is a movie that I always felt that got trapped to be like perpetually on like the USA Network, and no one ever gave it a shot. Not even like dads who watch the USA Network. And got lost in that like that mid-90s shuffle of these like thrillers.
Yeah.
Also, I feel like when you say Michael Douglas was the height of his powers, but also he might have been on the way out a little bit. That's probably one of the last big movies Michael Douglas did. You know, when he was like when his star was really bright. So I could also see people kind of thinking that was like the Twilight. You know, if we're talking about Schwarzenegger, that would be his Eraser. You know.
Yeah. So I based this on like my dad like at that era like loved thrillers. That was like Murder on 1600, like just like, is it a crime thriller? Is it? I'm gonna see it. And I remember when I discovered the movie, I asked him if he'd seen it, and he was like, "No, I never heard of it." And I'm like, "You would have seen this movie when it came out, knowing you're."
Yeah, and I feel like it's like it's David Fincher's success working against that movie because everybody was so hyped behind Fight Club and Seven that it just got buried
Yeah,
in that '90s run. But it's up there. I feel like it's better than Fight Club, in my opinion. It's better than Fight Club. It's
That's
up
not
there
bad.
with Seven.
That's a tough
I
call.
mean,
I like that it's less stylized. It feels more like a current David Fincher movie.
Well,
It feel like he was really stylized in Seven. He's really stylized in Fight Club. But like he does the game, and the game feels much more like Gone Girl. You know what I mean? It feels
yeah,
more real and more like it
or
exists in the
social,
real
yeah,
world.
social
Right?
network Gone Girl style. That's true.
it's cool to see
I might
David
have-
Fincher also off the heels of Seven, not just redo Seven.
Oh, sure.
I
It would
mean,
be easy to
I
be in
feel
like
like,
you're the crazy thriller guy who does the fucked up
Yeah.
movies. Like, yeah,
And,
Yeah.
Eli
and
Roth now.
we all know his best movie because it's the best movie in the last 20 years is Zodiac, but like
Yeah.
that's a different story.
Ooh, ooh,
Damn,
ooh, ooh.
that's a good movie.
Check out an
Crap.
episode DVD Bunker I did with Brian talking about the Zodiac.
I don't know if that's
Tell me.
posted anymore, actually. But you know what? If anybody who's watching this fucking wants to hear that, I will just send it to you. I'll like put it in a Google Drive, and you can just have
Patreon.
it. Like, how
Patreon.
about that? If a person actually wants to hear it, because it's good, and that movie rules.
You know what you do? You know what you do? You send me the audio, and we make it a flyby, and I just throw it on there.
Boom, boom, I'll do it. I got all of it saved. You know I
Yep.
do.
So
Alright.
I wanted to talk about Denis Villeneuve.
This director out right now.
All right, do it.
Yeah, Prisoners or
Yeah,
Enemy.
Oh, buddy!
Pick your choice. I
Prisoners
feel like
is actually
everybody.
the one I haven't seen.
Prisoners.
What?
Yeah,
I have not seen
everybody-
Prisoners.
Yeah,
Brian, you will never
everybody-
let Harrison out of your sight for like.
That's
Yeah.
what I heard. I was kind of like, maybe I don't want to watch Prisoners.
It fucks you up, man. It fucks you up.
So yeah, everybody talks about Sicario, justifiably so. Sicario is a fucking masterpiece. Arrival, incredible. Blade Runner, one of the most incredible sci-fi movies ever made.
Great
At least
sequel.
2000s.
It's one of the best sequels.
Yeah.
But Enemy and Prisoners came out in 2013 at the same fucking time. He just
Right.
dropped his two balls in the table and said, "This is me." Enemy is kind of hit or miss with people. It's kind of heady or weird or blah blah blah. So maybe you won't love it. But Prisoners like a straight shotgun down the middle. It's so
Dude, it
fucking visceral.
hurts. It hurts.
It's so good. It's so well made. Jake Gyllenhaal and Hugh Jackman, and Paul Dano.
Yep.
Yeah.
Don Cheadle.
Is it Don Cheadle? No,
No,
it's,
no, no. It's a.
Wow, you
Chia-
really-
Chia-
oh, you
Chia-
went-
Should tell Edgy
Oh.
Where they all look the same.
Yes,
to you,
it
TJ.
It was
Wow.
it was Orlando Jones.
It's a trap you can fall into every episode. We're waiting
yeah,
like a bunch of
the-
sharks just circling.
Got it.
yeah, it's so good in the sense
I didn't
that
know this was the RNC.
yeah, I mean, I warned you in the beginning. It's so good in the sense that it's three stories at the same time. Like you're following Hugh Jackman's plight. You're following Jake Gyllenhaal trying to solve the chaos, and also you're kind of doubting what the fuck is happening with Paul Dano, and also kind of feeling bad for him at the same time because
Yeah,
you're
don't
like,
spoil
maybe
it.
he did it, maybe he didn't do it, and it's just like this ball of tension that gets released right up to like maybe 5 minutes, 10 minutes before the movie ends. So the entire fucking movie, you're just tense watching it, and it's amazing. It's a Denny movie. Like the visuals are great, the editing is fantastic, and the acting is up with the top. Yeah, I love that movie. And
It looks like everyday America, like the neighborhood. I don't know how specific they are about the area, but the
I
area
don't
looks
remember
like
specifically. Yeah.
yeah, it looks like in every neighborhood type of a thing. It could be in any state, in any little fucking cubby hole of America.
Yep.
Like that's the great part about it. And even, God, the worst. I don't want to say anything more because Brian hasn't seen it, but Brian, I think
Yeah.
this is something that you should definitely, absolutely.
I feel I'm gonna say this without spoiler. I feel it's one of the best end shots. Or
Yeah.
Oh
100%.
yeah, it's
100%.
I
so
think
Brian,
it was. I think I just for Brian. I want
go
to
ahead,
edit
go
it.
ahead.
If
No,
it was
let you spoil the
released,
movie for me first.
no, it won't spoil it. It has
It's Mysterio all the time.
has
It's
the
just
same-
illusion.
it has the same effect that I
Same
think the
as the
ending of
Prestige.
Inception had, and if more people saw it, it would be discussed like that.
Sure.
Oh, Huh?
Yeah.
I'm
It's up
adding
there.
it to my old man list, my old man Netflix list where they still send
I
me
recently
DVDs.
Oh, I
rebought.
can't wait for you to see
Hey,
the player.
Brian, I could mail it you the DVD because I recently got it on Blu-ray because I bought it for $3 at the Blu-ray at a
Oh, sure,
at like
send
a
me the
shop.
DVD then. I just traded in the last of my DVDs, a big ass box of them. I took them in and got rid of them. How much money do you guys think I got?
$24.
$10.
$7.50.
Minus 20, and you got it, GJ. $4. These were some leftovers that, like most, I had sold a bunch online. I had sold a bunch online, and I didn't want to have a yard sale and everything, so I took them to a half price books.
Makes sense.
Oh, very nice.
And I was
So
like, you know what? I don't care. I'll take the hit. I just want to get rid of them. And also, if I help half price books stay in business, they make a couple bucks off me. Good for them, you know?
Yeah.
So DVD Bunker is a false advertisement.
Oh
Flag
no,
at
baby!
this-
Oh no! Oh, tell the fans out there need to know the DVD Bunker is stronger than ever. It's finally in its
It looks
permanent
huge.
home.
Know
It's
what
the
we're gonna
first
do?
time it's ever had a permanent home. It's
We're
so
gonna-
strong.
We're gonna cut it.
All
We're gonna
right,
cut the
Brian.
video right here. We're just gonna cut it in the video right here.
Oh, everybody look upon its glory.
It sucks. Brian, go ahead. What's your pick?
I'm gonna be the Yusef here and pick some like 70s. movies
Everybody
that
wants
I've
to be
never
me
heard of,
today,
you
man.
know.
What the fuck?
I got, I got two of them here, each one from a favorite director of mine. First one, well-known favorite. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of Ridley Scott,
Yep.
obviously. Alien, Blade Runner, so many other, legitimate classics, Thelma and Louise,
Prometheus.
Gladiator, Martian.
Yeah.
He's just
It's-
a fucking
yeah.
master.
Pompeii. You're gonna say Pompeii or whatever that movie he directed.
No,
was.
I'm not gonna
wow.
say Gods of Egypt, but aside from the whitewashing, that movie was fine. I actually preferred Noah in my weird biblical
Yeah,
shit
Noah
made
was pretty
in
cool.
the late 2000s. But
That's this guy from Mother. I forgot his name now. Aronofsky.
Aronofsky, yeah. But no, this is a movie. This is the movie that was Ridley Scott's first movie, the one that came out before Alien. It's called The Duelists.
Mhm.
It stars
shit.
Harvey Keitel and
Is this
David
the one where he
Carradine.
shows his dick?
No, I don't think you see his dick in this.
That's
piano.
that's Backup. Port on
Bad
the Road.
Bad Lieutenant.
Bad Lieutenant.
Also the piano. But it's about two French officers during the Napoleonic Wars, and basically because one's a super hothead asshole, there's a series of misunderstandings, and they basically end up having a series of duels throughout about like 20 years. That they'll keep meeting up with each other, and every time they cross paths, they basically have to have a duel. It's really great. It's just a great fucking movie, and a master. Ridley Scott's a master, and he was first time out of the gate. It's just a great movie. The other one is I'm a big fan of William Friedkin, The Exorcist, French Connection, other movies that you might have seen more recently, stuff like Killer Joe, Bug, or what's the one? The Hunted with Benicio del Toro and
yeah.
Tommy Lee Jones. It's an amazing movie. Check the DVD out on that. But there's a movie that he did I think it was right after or a little bit after French Connection, also starring Roy Scheider, of Jaws fame, called Sorcerer. Basically, it's about it's about four guys who are all kind of hiding out in South America for different reasons, and they all take this job transporting these boxes of dynamite that have basically gotten wet, so they're pure nitroglycerin. So like they're transporting them in these big trucks, but they can't be jostled. They're these little boxes, and they have to be set in sand, and they're driving them across the jungle, and literally like if they get shaken, they'll just blow up. They'll like disintegrate the fucking truck and shit. So it's just a crazy amount of like tension in the movie, and these like guys who are all kind of like on the run from certain things or have their own shit going on, and it's just a really interesting.
Is there somebody chasing them?
It's not so much there's somebody chasing them as they kind of have to get the stuff there
by a certain point.
By a certain point, and also to like they all need the payoff from this. They all had to take this crazy, desperate job because they all need the pay.
I love this premise. I love the premise.
Yeah,
it's
it
really
sounds
good.
really
It's I had only seen it a couple of years ago. I forget. I want to say maybe it was Lon was the first person I saw talking about it, and I ended up checking it out. It's really great.
I remember this tweet. I remember these tweets. It's weird. I remember these fucking tweets.
Um, anybody has honorable mentions before? Oh, I have an honorable mention for Ridley Scott, Matchstick Man. People talk
Oh my
about it,
God.
but
I've
not
never
much.
even seen Matchstick Man.
Matchstick
so-
Man is so good.
Man,
A
Watch
lot of
it.
people say The Counselor is one of those ones that got shit on when it came out, but that you should revisit. No.
Watch Matchstick Men.
Matchstick Man.
My Brian actually have one click to my brain of an honorable mention. Wes Craven's The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Oh yeah, hell yeah, Bill Pullman.
Yeah, that movie's
Sounds
fucking
great.
just I like it. It does satanic well.
Yeah, that's
That's
like it's like
satanic well.
voodoo magic, right?
Voodoo magic. I just
Yeah.
shouldn't say satanic, but it's solid. I have the DVD in my bunker.
You know who also does voodoo well? Weekend at Bernie's. So we're gonna move on. To...
Wait. You let me do my Fred Decker one.
Oh, go ahead.
I don't have one.
I mean,
We've
we've
already
covered
talked
Fred,
about every Fred Decker
every
movie.
single fucking
We've
movie.
talked more about Fred Decker movies in the last 2 years than anybody has in the last 20.
Honestly, I'm
Yeah.
surprised no one has sent us that Night of the Creeps doll. That's like $80.
Yeah, one of our 4 fans needs to pull
Yeah.
money together.
Come on, Ryan.
Brian, Stephanie,
It
get
comes with
together
two-
and buy us shit. What the hell,
It
man?
comes
I've had
with
my
2
Amazon
beers.
stuff posted.
It comes
All
with
right.
2 toy beers and a shotgun.
All right, before Peter Jackson blew up Hollywood with 3 3-hour movies that swept the Oscars, swept the nation, and established himself as one of the best directors ever, and then fucked it up with The Hobbit, he did The Frighteners with
Pulled a real
Michael
George Lucas on that
J.
Hobbit.
Yeah, with Michael J. fucking Fox. Robert Zemeckis produced this movie. Danny Elfman did the fucking score. Rick
Such a great
Baker.
score.
Rick Baker
Zemeckis
did
and Michael
some,
J. Fox back
special
together again.
effects.
Bring us that magic, baby.
Yeah, I actually, before I actually do the intro, I found it hilarious. Not hilarious, but it's like, it's you can tell what time this movie was made when Robert Zemeckis and Michael J. Fox get first billing prior to anybody in the cast or the director. They tell you.
I mean, this was
Robert
I'll tell
Zemeckis
you what,
and
though, Michael J. Fox was coming back. This was like this movie, and then he did Spin City like right after this.
City,
And he was
yeah.
like,
this
he
was
back in a
balls.
big way.
This was balls deep also in Zemeckis, like not only with his Forrest Gump shit, but he was producing Tales from the Crypt.
Zemeckis was at the top of his game. Like it's part of his repertoire for sure. So let me give you like the brief synopsis, and then we're gonna talk about it. This is not everybody's first time, right? Everybody has seen this movie before.
When I was like in 6th grade.
So maybe
First
this
time in
is
like
your
15 years, maybe. So that's cool.
All right. So I've watched this movie
First
probably
watch.
at least once or twice a year.
Your
This is
first
your first watch?
No. I said for like almost for TJ. It's like a first
Oh,
watch.
Yeah, essentially first watch as an adult, you know,
All right. So
or whatever TJ is.
So we follow Michael J.
Shoot.
Fox.
Hurtful.
He's viewed in the town as a con artist psychic. In this town, there's been a lot of mysterious deaths occurring through crushed hearts, and everybody do not understand why so many deaths have plagued this town. This town also has a mysterious past or a bloody past through a massacre that occurred at a hospital. 12
I love
people
the footage
slain.
they show of the
Yes, I
of like
fucking
the
love it.
newsreel
It's so good.
footage of the
So
of
good.
Johnny
It's
Bartlett.
fun.
Got me a score of 12.
Oh, you see,
That's one
you
more
see-
to start with.
Beat that.
The most, because of this movie's tone, the most deceiving thing about this movie is its R rating.
Yeah, I think only because of the flashbacks of the murders
Yeah,
in
there's
the
a lot of
hospital
murder.
is why. I will say.
let me
I-
finish. Let me finish. So we
okay,
can talk.
Go ahead.
History, blah blah blah. So we learned that Michael J. Fox actually can see ghosts. He's utilizing ghosts to profit off supposed poltergeists that he fixes for the clients. Then he starts to see numbers etched into the forehead of people, and then he tries to stop what he perceives to be death, killing people randomly in the
The
town.
actual
Well,
Grim
that's
Reaper. Great effect
like-
on that. By the way.
that's like the brief
Yeah, that's
synopsis.
good.
So
Yeah.
let's talk about it. Let's
That's
talk
pretty
about
much.
it.
We can spoil the rest throughout, you know. Well, I wanted to
Um,
say, Joe brought up the tone, and real quick, if this seems familiar, I definitely know I've at least mentioned this in passing on Halloween episodes of Flyover that we've had, because
time.
to me, this is the perfect Halloween movie.
Single
It's like
time.
the tone of it
every time.
feels like the season of Halloween. It's fun, but also
It's a haunted
scary.
house. It's a
It just
haunted house
like
in the
yeah,
movie.
it's just very much, and like I just wanted to like I always that's
No,
a
you don't-
point I've made for the last
And
few
I
years.
feel and I feel like it's perfect because it's kind of like dipping your toes when the water's too cold. So right now we're gonna be in September when this fucking episode
Yeah.
comes out.
Halloween
Everybody's gonna
shit's
be
going up September
yeah.
1st.
Yeah.
Everybody is dipping their
Nice.
toes in the Halloween water.
2 months of
so-
Halloween is
I've-
becoming a
I've-
thing.
I've
I've been
something
doing
to
it
add
for
to that.
years.
I
Yeah,
feel
so let's just don't go head deep into the waters. Just get some
Throw
frighteners
some
in you.
light and fun,
Yeah.
you
Well, I wanna
know,
add-
a
I
little
wanna
bit
add to
spooky,
that,
but not too scary.
No, I feel like that even though it's rated. Okay, again, I saw this when I was going into 6th grade at a party with a bunch of kids. I didn't realize how fucking dark it was. But at the same time, I feel like where it takes place and the timeline, I think this and Hocus Pocus are like in the same exact
TJ,
area.
Kind of
TJ,
in the same
I
vibe.
have a
I
similar.
think there's like a scale
observation.
of scariness where each of these movies are on both opposite ends. Like
I
these
have
are
a
both
similar
fairly safe starter horror, but
Yeah.
like Hocus Pocus is a little more kid oriented than this.
No, I mean, they take place in the same timeline, the same area,
Universe.
You literally said
universe.
almost what I was gonna. I was always thinking when I think of the Frighteners, and it's an insult because it's not a good movie, but they have the same tone. They're two totally different. Casper movie that came out at the same time as the Frighteners
Casper.
uses the same like
Yeah.
effects.
Oh man, I had such
Yeah.
a huge crush on Christina Ricci. You guys,
Yeah,
we were like the
100%.
same age.
And Devin
Now and
Sawa, bro.
then, come on.
Like if I probably got these two confused at some point on cable because they have that same.
They are very different.
She fucked,
very
she
different.
fucked me up. She fucked me up in Black Snake mode.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. So I love the Rick Baker did the judges special effects.
Yeah, the effects in
It's
this
so
are great.
good.
Weta
The
came
jaw,
through, too. Like,
the jaw protruding.
I always I
John
like the way
Astin.
he's like two halves connected just by a spine.
Yeah.
And later, when he does end up kind of getting scythed in half by the death character, his body flips up and you can see he's like all hollowed out in there. That's a great effect. It's a really good.
Ran out of
I
ectoplasm.
think
So
it holds up really good.
You're talking about like the Peter Jackson and whatnot doing effects and stuff. I want to go back to kind of what we were talking to early in the episode. So if you have the special edition Blu-ray of this, and I clicked on the director's cut, and there's a little intro by Peter Jackson.
I have the director's cut off.
And I would say he's skinny Peter Jackson, so it was probably filmed like then.
Yeah.
And
he lost weight.
That DVD came out. The director's cut DVD came out like right after Return of the King, so he was like riding high. It was probably between
so
Return
it
of the
had
King
been right then. But
Yeah, he lost
what
weight.
Brian was saying earlier, he even says it. He goes, "Well, this is my first movie, big budget movie, and working with a star and all of this." But I think he even calls it, "This is my bridge movie. This is what got me into Hollywood," and basically alluding to in his little intro, like, this is what got me to do Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
So he's very well aware of that.
I mean,
I think that's what's cool is like after he had all the power in the world, they were probably came to him and like, hey, anything you want to do, and he was like, I have some extra footage from
it's 14 more
Frighteners.
minutes.
Can we?
Yeah.
He's like, and a lot of it is like extra ghost stuff. So it's like stuff he couldn't finish the effects on. And they were like, sure, have all the money you want, finish the effects, and we'll throw it out on DVD. It's the perfect time. And they did. Like, and that's awesome.
Hey, Joe, can you give me the box office numbers while I say this point real quick?
Sure.
I also love that they trusted what probably was an unknown director and what is an unknown director and Peter Jackson to give him like the comeback of such a big star in Michael J. Fox.
Yeah.
Like Michael J. Fox, people don't realize how huge he fucking was in the 80s.
And also,
early 90s.
Post
he was a
Back to the
sex
Future,
symbol.
he didn't have a ton of hits. He had a few that kind of, but he made a lot of movies, and a lot of them were just kind of okay.
Well, I mean,
And the
also,
Frighteners was like him coming back on the scene.
Yeah,
and
full
he
force.
also plays like a really good slime. But I mean, you got even go back to
He was probably the most like unlikable in this that
Yeah.
he's been in a mainstream movie probably in a long time.
What I find really fun about Michael J. Fox in this too is reading some of the trivia, and it's like on his lines with I think the judge, he kept fucking up and saying Doc because they're so simple.
But yeah, this is probably probably the last time Michael J. Fox was like as healthy as he could be.
Yeah.
Because
he did
was
Sin City after this, and he did however many seasons of that. So he had a couple good years
He's
going.
such a
Super
star. I remember too.
He just draws
that's one of
you
the
in.
watching this you can't help but feel like you've missed out on so much good Michael J. Fox.
So I fully discovered the Frighteners. I want to say a little over a year ago from Brian. And since then, this is my
I won't shut the fuck up about it. That's right.
Since then, this is
loved
my
it
third
ever
watch.
since the '96.
Like this is my third watch. This is if I'm doing like Halloween vibe feeling, which I feel like I do every few months even, it's in that top like 5. It's going right before Trick or Treat or something like that. Like it's a fun fucking movie. I could show it to Laura who can't handle horror movies.
True, very true.
So I have the budgets if you want them, but I just
that's actually I found it, and I'm actually surprised because it only I thought like they made a shit ton of money. That's why they gave him Lord of the Rings, and no,
not really.
It was a $26 million budget and only made $29 million. So I'm very fucking surprised that they gave him Lord of the Rings.
What they learned. He came in under budget, on time, and the movie looked fucking good. And he used his own special effects people to do the work, and that's how he did it. And that's what got him Lord of the Rings.
We're forgetting a huge part of this.
And it was New Line Cinema that picked up Lord of the Rings.
Hold on, wait.
Think about the way it is with directors now. We see it all the time with guys who have a good, successful kind of small movie, and then they get snapped up by Marvel or Jurassic World or whoever the fuck to do like the next big budget movie because they don't have to pay them as much, and they're artists, so they try to do a good job.
Wait, stop. We need to take a second. We have to take a second and also bow down respect to the Queen, the Mother of Horror, Dee Wiles.
Oh, Dee, yes. Sure. I have a
so good at this.
DJ,
when I saw her, I got so happy.
Oh yeah, when she goes full ham in the end.
Yep, the very end. Then you get the whole cut back.
We haven't talked about the reveal, but you guys know what I'm talking about. When she's just like palming the air, you know what I mean? When she's like rubbing Johnny Bartlett's face, but she's just got her hand up. I love it. It's so good.
What's that Gary Busey's son's name?
Jake Busey.
Jake Busey is good.
What a cast!
So good in this.
This and Starship Troopers defined him for me. I saw him as a kid, and I didn't even connect the points that he was the son of Busey.
Brian, you and I are the only ones that
for real, those teeth
identity.
I like it.
If I'd have known, I'd have had you on my Identity Bunker episode. It was like episode.
and it'd be deleted.
I don't love the ending of Identity, but that's not the point. So I have a joke here. I want to read it. So if they had called the police for the poltergeist as the husband suggested, the police would have shot the black ghost.
Yes, that's just a fact. I don't know why
McBride in a great role too. Like love Shy McBride.
I love the bit about the cigars of just blow it in my face.
Now I will say one thing I think is funny about this movie is that the ghost rules are a little inconsistent as far as sometimes you pass through, sometimes you get stuck, sometimes some ghosts can grab things, but sometimes they can't. I don't mind it though; it's all right.
We should mention 2 characters that we haven't talked about. One, the guy from fucking Full Metal,
talking about Dammers, right?
Arlie,
okay.
Full Metal Jacket as a ghost again. That's a funny bit.
Also, he's crazy. He can change his clothes, but the one ghost is like, I've been stuck in this suit forever. What are the rules in this world?
I
that's-
like that
Dark
there's that
70s.
Looney Tunes element to it.
And also, and then Michael J. Fox picks up the guns and he's just shooting when he's like
I
dead.
love ghost guns. I love when the judge comes in and he's picking off death with his
Yeah.
little with his six
I still
shooters,
got ectoplasm.
and then he bangs a mummy.
Oh yeah, that's
I
yeah,
thought you
I
were
have a
going to
joke about that.
mention. I thought you were going to say
But-
characters we've talked about yet. I thought you were going to
No,
mention.
yeah, but I
the
was gonna
girl.
mention the FBI guy.
Yeah,
Oh.
Dammers,
Shy-
man.
fucking
The actor's
forgot
name
how
escapes me, but if
creepy
you're a
he
fan
is.
of Reanimator,
Crazy
you
eyes.
know.
He's like a
Crazy
mix of
fucking eyes.
Jim Carrey and
Doug
Chris,
Benson.
Crispin Glover. Like
Yeah.
his
Oh
his
yeah.
energy.
But he's incredible in this. Like,
My body is.
there's
what
two
do you say?
times that
Body
he
is
rips
something.
open his shirt, and they are both amazing payoffs.
Yeah.
When he reveals the lead vest is super funny, and then when he rips open his shirt to reveal his like crazy scarred up body is fucking nuts too. But we really also we need to remember there's I know this podcast is for dudes, so we always need to remember there's a woman in this movie, guys.
Yeah.
It's Trini
That's what I was
Alvarado.
trying to say.
Mini driver.
It is
Mini-
Mini Driver. It might as well.
Discount
be.
Mini Driver.
It's Annie McDowell. It's
No, I love the scene when the dinner scene when the douchebag husband is sitting between Michael J. Fox and her, and she's like, "I have a very important question,"
It's a good scene.
and he's like, "Go ahead, honey, tell me." He's like, "What the fuck did you do with my investment?" He's like, "Oh fuck."
I love the way he's like, "Don't tell her that," and then Michael J. Fox instantly rats him out. So she's like, "He lost the money. It's gone."
It's a good. I feel like that's the scene I always end up either like pausing on or can never finish the movie after. If I have to like I put it on, and then it's always where like someone jumps in and is like, "We got to go to dinner." I'm like, oh, I'm at this dinner scene.
But yeah, her and Dee Wallace have a good chemistry in the beginning,
Yeah.
and you kind of see, and also the crazy mom
I
really
was gonna say,
sells
who's the
it.
actress who plays the crazy mom? She's really good too.
She really sells it. See, we're woke, and we also talked about the black guy. There's no Hispanic, sorry.
I don't
like-
think there's any Hispanics in the whole movie. Sorry. Plenty of New
Yes.
Zealanders though. They're just hiding their accents. So
Yeah.
You know what really? You know what really
Peter
helps?
Jackson's in the movie.
Peter Jackson and also shout out Fat Peter Jackson. I mean,
Yeah.
no, I like. Hey, I'm never gonna be against people who get themselves in shape and stuff, but I do when I see the old fat versions. I like to shout them out, give them a little love.
I'm in shape.
Muscles.
You like my shirt?
It's a Mandalorian. Get it.
It's the
It's a robot.
Mandalorian.
It's a fucking RoboCop. You douchebag.
Dude, it's Robot Cop. Okay.
Got it.
It's a robot police officer.
Check out our sixth
Uh,
episode of Flyover State of Film. We did RoboCop 3.
Oh yeah. I don't have
Yeah.
I don't have any more jokes in here. Wait.
I don't have
Mm.
anything negative to say about this movie. I just want to get
No,
that
it-
out.
Oh, actually, I wanted to ask you a question. Do you think this movie would get pushed back today due to the rampage killing in the depicted?
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Because back
no,
then it wasn't that
no.
common to get rampage killings.
Yeah,
Now
this is a pre-Columbine
But-
movie.
But also I love how they depict the fetish nature of rampage killers that want to top other
Right,
rampage.
He
That's
wanted
cool.
to be
I like
famous.
that.
He
I
wanted
enjoyed
the
that.
trial. He wanted the
Yeah.
numbers. I also like the way they kind of play. They tease out. Is Dee Wallace a victim? Was she brainwashed? Was she
Yes.
part of it? And like the reveal
Yeah,
of
she was
that,
so
and how that
young.
all plays out, and then the flashback when you see her, it's like Johnny's killing him, and then she's walking behind him and carving the numbers in their head.
Yeah.
It's very grim
I
stuff.
also like
Very
the
good.
Worth the R rating, you know.
Yes.
the connection of his wife. Her being the first victim
Oh.
of Ghost Busey.
Oh,
is
yeah.
fucking amazing too. I also I fucking love the joke of the douchebag husband seeing the flower bed, and then he's like, "Oh, wasted basketball."
Yeah, perfect good basketball court gone to pot.
Love that.
We didn't talk
I-
too much about the actual death effect, which I think is pretty cool most of the time. There's sometimes where the special effects when Michael J. Fox has the machine guns, he's blowing them up and he goes all goopy and stuff. Some of
Yeah.
those special effects don't look
But
great.
it's like the chase is as best as it could be.
But the part where he comes out of the mirror is incredible. That's such a great scene and such a great image. And I also
I
like
love
the part where he first comes in and he hits he hits the staff on the ground and the scythe comes out. That's such a good moment too.
and Michael J. Fox has that moment too where he just hits the ground and the sky opens. But I also love the dude in the restaurant that he's so committed to hygiene that he washes his fucking hands when there's a crazy person just slamming doors and crawling on the floor.
Yeah, he
He's
doesn't just
"I have
like
to wash
I
my
gotta get out of here. Actually,
It's like I'm gonna wash my hands first. I don't know. Is are we good? Is this good? Is this good? Or you guys want to talk
I
about it?
just think this is one of those movies where, I mean, collectively at least, like tough from all of us, like it's a bundle of love. So it's just sort of like how good this is, right?
We're in love.
It is. Like
I haven't talked to anybody. Like I've talked to two types of people about the Frighteners: people who haven't seen it and people who love it. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like it's. I feel like it's one of those movies that anybody who gets around to actually watching is like, oh damn, this is great. What a fun movie.
No, it's just so
honestly,
when I grew up, but go ahead, Joe. Sorry,
I was just gonna say, like you kind of said, dip your toe in the water. Watch it to get yourself in the Halloween mood.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, like I said, yeah, it's one of the great Halloween movies that doesn't actually have anything to do with Halloween. Never mentioned. It's not the season. There's no jack-o'-lanterns. It's not even fall. It's just kind of rainy. It feels like it's taking place in Oregon, and it feels kind of dreary and dour. But the
Ghost,
tone of
the
it,
Danny Elfman vibe.
Like I said, watch if you're gonna do a pre-Halloween kind of fun horror, watch this and Sleepy Hollow back to back.
Yeah.
Can I add?
No,
just stay in the Danny Elfman score.
Right, get that Danny Elfman score riding all the way through.
Well, what I was gonna say, like PJ kind of said, I think so. This was Robert Zemeckis. The Tales from the Crypt mansion is in this town.
Oh,
yeah,
that's
absolutely.
Sick. That's cool.
I agree with that.
All right.
Wait, Joe. Wait, hold on. Wait. Before you go into that, I would say if you're gonna do like some type of combo with this one, because it's like he's like a con man who like has some type of ability, but also uses that to his advantage. If we're gonna do another horror movie, The Last Exorcism, I don't know if anyone's ever seen that, where it's a guy who is doing like he has some type of ability that also is.
He's more like a mentalist type, right? He's more like a kind of a manipulator, kind of.
But it's more serious, obviously. But you can balance these two with each other, where like one's actual like pure scary horror, and this one's like a comedic horror, but also gets fucking scary or something.
I like this game where we try to pair the movie with a different movie. Anybody else got one?
Hey, that's a flyby conversation. If you're interested in more from us,
we can't do it. We can't do a flyby about the Frighteners. I've already done a DVD.
No, I'm saying
which,
that's
by the
our
way,
fucking show. You goddamn asshole! I'm plugging our other show. That's the bit. Let's go into the ratings phase.
Ratings phase.
Yes, yo. What are you? This movie?
Oh, baby, this is a 9.1. This is a high score. I generally like. Even the director's cut with 14 more minutes. Loved it. It's not too long.
I would have taken an hour more.
The jokes land.
Right,
you know,
like,
and
I find
it's
myself
never
struggling to find things to take away from it. To like
That's
get
what
it.
I mean. Yeah.
Like what is bad about it?
Michael J. Fox is no.
Actually, if you comment down below, Ryan, if this is your first time and you don't carry that nostalgia with it, because I feel like I have a lot of nostalgia baggage behind it because I just fucking love every single moment of it. I can't
watched it a year ago. I have no nostalgia for it.
All right, there you go, Joe. You can comment down below. No, go ahead, rate it. 9.1.
9.1, buddy.
If I had to shoot ectoplasm out of me, with a high PSI, I'm going with like it's a 9, man. This is a clean 9. I'm never gonna do a 10, but if I could, I would. But I'm not. This is the ultimate horror comedic Halloween film. Check it out.
Awesome. I feel the closest I've come to a 10 was Drunken Master. Brian.
or whatever.
Drunken
where you-
Master is a 10.
Probably lucky number
I gave it on
11.
the day, but it's and I know I almost gave Twister a 10 because it's perfect for what
Yeah.
it is.
Okay,
'Cause
name
it's fucking
9.5
amazing.
Twister.
You know what I mean? And this is another one too where it's like it is perfect for what it is. I'll give it like a 9.5. It's like I said, I struggle to take away from it.
Yeah.
I struggle to think of things that would be a negative.
I think
Maybe
most things
that
we
there's
talk
like
about,
a little too much lore packed into it that's a little convoluted,
most,
and you could have
most,
streamlined the story a little bit, but I don't know. It's pretty fucking great.
most things we talk about, I think that's why, is we can take away from them, right?
Yeah.
There is like, this, or it was fun.
Yeah,
This-
our podcast is built on shitting on movies.
Shitting on the movies that the other person likes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it a. I've never hidden the fact that Back to the Future is my favorite movie of all time. I probably watched it easily 100 and plus times.
This could be a
Eh.
de facto sequel to Back to the Future. Like Marty got into some shit later in life,
Yeah.
right? Like
His
He has an awful haircut.
time traveling just fucked him up. And he also is a shitty husband, like in Back to the Future too.
that's right. yeah.
I just
And
did
we
a puzzle.
well, no, we do. I was gonna say we never see the wife. Is it one of the two girlfriends from Back to the Future?
Yeah. I read, whatever. No, that's going to be a huge sidetrack. So 9.8 exploding heads, ghost heads from a ballad of a judge.
One of the best shots. I love it where his real head explodes and the ghost head is left there. It's so good.
So good.
Puzzle.
Yeah, fucking love this movie. If you haven't watched it, please watch it. TJ, what are you going to make us watch next episode?
Well, we've had some high scores, guys, lately.
Oh, yeah.
And I mean, I gotta be honest, I was saving this for a certain time. We've already passed episode 50, 55. There's
This
no
is
more high
55.
marks till we hit 100. So I'm just putting this out there now. We're just gonna do it.
I can't see what the fuck is behind
We're doing
it.
Too
Howard
small,
the
I
Duck.
can't
We're
see.
watching Howard the fucking
You know, we've made it so far, and honestly, sure, because we already did.
You know what? It's time. It's true. It's time.
It's just the right time to do it. I'm in a new place. Howard lands in a new place. We're both strangers to the world, and we got to make things work. So Howard the Duck is the next movie we're doing, guys.
At least we're gonna get to see duck boobs. Got that going
Yeah.
for us.
True.
And,
That's
we got-
thumbnail.
We got a mom from the Back to the Future. I'm blanking her name heavily right now.
Leah Thompson, buddy.
Leah Thompson. God damn it. All right. Where can the people find you guys, Joe?
Shenango 1 on Flybys. I've recently done another Nick Cage podcast. Everything I learned about movies. We discussed Left Behind. But you can find me on Flyover and you can find me on Twitter.
TJ.
No,
Bye.
You guys are on Flyers to the Film YouTube right now. You guys, check out the latest flyby we have of Brian and Joe
Rambo.
talking about Rambo, First Blood, and Last Blood.
Good episode.
It was
Yes,
good.
great
Did
episode.
you guys actually listen to it? I don't think TJ needs to have actually listened to
Ooh,
I edited it.
think
Why
we're
wouldn't I
gonna do
listen to it? I have to watch it the whole fucking time.
It's
All
good.
right. I've also never seen.
I'm a friend.
I've never seen a single
it.
Rambo.
Good.
But yeah,
Subscribe
sure.
to my Patreon, bitch.
And also, you guys can find me at TJ Dex on Twitter. I've been absent lately, but I'll be back.
Working man, he's working too
Shit-
fucking hard.
Shit happens, dude. All right.
Gotta earn money, baby.
Yeah.
Brian.
Dollar bill,
Don't
y'all.
worry. Don't worry. Twitter hasn't changed. It's still the same.
Shit show.
Getting angrier, man.
Just a whiplash of people complaining about real stuff and fake stuff. Go ahead, Brian.
Brian, you can find me at Hercules. Also, you guys might not know this. I used to do a little show called the DVD Bunker. It's a fun little program, and if you search DVD Bunker on YouTube, you will find that I did an episode about the Frighteners. So if you want to hear more about what I thought of this movie, you can check that out. And if you're really interested, hit me up again, and I'll DM you the full length cut that I made out of the podcast version.
Ooh,
I'll do it. I don't
love
give
it.
a fuck. If you want to get fan interaction, OnlyFans, I'll show you my butt, and I'll also send you DVD Bunker Uncut. That rhyme. Look at me go.
Are you
It's a
doing butt
haiku.
cheeks or full butthole?
That's at their discretion.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry, guys. We did not get to the cover of, black people getting shot, the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. I know that all YouTube channels
That's what they
have to
tune
cover
in
all
for
this.
us. But yeah, you definitely tune in to this show to see all
the
that. Right?
False sense of democracy, how capitalism destroyed our economy, all this stuff we cover on the next episode. WhyILoveMovies.com.
That's why you
Bye.
tune in.
Bye.
Bye.